Hi, it's Hope and welcome to the video. Firstly, I want to say if I sound sick, it is because I am sick, but I really just want to get this filmed because this is one of the few days that I can film this. So if I sound sick, that's why. And also, I'm not really going to be describing these books too much because of being sick, and I just want to get this done and over with. But this is going to be my fall TBR. I'm now going to be trying just kind of to like for the seasons trying to do like a little like a TBR. I've seen a bunch of people do it like in the spring and the summer, and so I'm like, screw it, I'm gonna make a list of like some like books that to me scream fall, or my brain goes, I want to read them within the next few months. I do believe I'm posting this on the first day of fall, which according to Google is the 23rd of September. That's the day that I'm planning on posting this. We will see. But yeah, these are just books that randomly I'm like, I want to read. They either scream fall or things like that. First, we'll start with the physical books that I have next to me, and then we will jump into the ebooks, as I feel like that's just an easier way to do it. Again, these descriptions will be either really short because I don't know much about the books, or short because I feel sick. So the first book is Never Never by Colleen Hoover and Taryn Fisher. All I know about this, it's like a romantic mystery, and it was originally published as 3 novellas, but earlier this year it got bound up into one story. And I'm just going to read a couple lines from the back of the book that kind of describe what it is. They've been in love since the age of 14, but as of this morning, they are complete strangers. Their first kiss, their first fight, the moment they fell in love, every memory has vanished. Now, Charlie and Silas must work together to uncover the truth of what happened to them and why. I don't know why. It like screams like just like cozy fall, like romance, but with a hint of that mystery, and I don't know. I don't know. It just, I was making this list and I was like, ooh, that one. The next is When No One Is Watching by Alyssa Cole. I don't know anything about this. I'm just going to read a thing from the back. Sydney Green is Brooklyn born and raised, but her beloved neighborhood seems to change every time she blinks. Condos are sprouting up like weeds, for sale signs are popping up overnight, and the neighbors she's known all her life are disappearing. And so it's like a thriller, it's YA, it'll be easy to read. It's only like 350 pages. And it's more of like a psychological thriller, and it's one that I bought, I think, earlier this year. And so, yeah, maybe I'll try to read this. I don't know. Because when in doubt, these are just books that I'd like to read. If I don't read any of them within this next few months, that's fine. These are just ones that I'm like, I'm going to put in my TBR basket up there to maybe try to read, try to get onto TBRs, which I actually should figure out my October TBR here soon. But yeah. Next is The Devouring Gray by Christine Lynn Herman. This basically is about like this town with magic, and there's like this thing called like the Gray that is almost like a monster in the woods outside of it, and basically like it's like bloodline magic that are trying to like defeat the beast type thing, and yeah, it's like all that, and I'm excited to read this. I've owned this for forever. Ooh, tell me how I just realized that those are the chapter titles. That's cool. I didn't actually notice that, but yeah. This is one that I really, really, really want to read, but then I'm like, fuck, if I like it, I'll have to buy the sequel, and I don't know if I can afford to buy books, really. But we'll see. Next is House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland. This I actually don't remember much about, but basically it's as children, I think it's these siblings disappeared and then were rediscovered, and then things are kind of different, and all I know is it has like a little like supernatural twist slash thriller-ish aspect. I don't really know, but I own it, and it kind of gives off that like fall vibe with it, kind of like, because one of the lines in the thing is like, as they brush against the supernatural, and it's also like a modern, like a darkly seductive modern day fairy tale, and it's just kind of like, yeah, I don't know, but yeah. Next is Oliver Demise by Amanda Foody and Christine Lynn Herman. So yeah, there's 2 Christine Lynn Herman books on this list. I just realized that. But this is the second book in the All of Us Villains duet, or I don't know exactly what the title is called, like the series title is called, but the first book is All of Us Villains, which basically we are in this town where there are these 10 families that kind of control the magic of the town, and there is this competition every generation to kind of decide which family controls most of the magic. And so there's this competition between usually like the youngest generation, and this year the competition is a little bit different because somebody from one of the families wrote a book about it. The book went viral, and basically now there is a bunch of media surrounding this competition, and we are following 4 people from the families who are taking part in this competition, and we are trying to find a way to almost break the competition. And I really like the first book in this, and then I just never moved on to the second one, and now I own it. I didn't own it for the longest time. I just bought it like last month, I think. And so now I finally own it, and I'm really hoping to read it. It definitely gives off a fall vibe, and so hence being on a fall TBR. And the final physical book that I own that I would like to read is The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. Basically, there are these 6 people that are recruited to join this elusive Alexandrian society, which is basically like a society for the elite, and they're having to basically fight for spots or something. I honestly don't know. This has been popular over the last while, and I've been meaning to read it. I've put it on so many TBRs, and I just really need to get around to reading it. And it gives me that fall, like dark academia. Like whenever I think of fall, I think of dark academia usually, and this is like one that I own, and so I'm like, fuck it, I need to read it. I've been meaning to read it, and so fingers crossed maybe I will, who knows. Now onto the ebooks. These are ones that I don't know as much about, and I'm not going to look up the descriptions or anything like that, but the first one is The Ritual by Chantal Tessier. I don't know if that's how the author's name is pronounced, but this, all I know is it is a dark, 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 dark romance with a shit ton of trigger warnings, and that's literally it. That's literally it. The cover screams fall, like dark, and when in doubt, when I think fall, I think of dark books, so you'll kind of see a lot of them on here. Gothicana by Runix. I think that's how the author's name is pronounced. Again, I know fucking nothing about this book besides the cover is gorgeous, and I've heard amazing things about it, and it screams fall to me like the cover, and so I might try to read it. This next one, shockingly, I know a little bit about, is Bite Me, You Know I Like It by Faye Quinn. This is actually the Book Addicts Anonymous group book for October, so I will definitely be reading this as I will be doing a live show for it. I think it's on my channel in the beginning of November. But this basically is a paranormal romance where we are following, I'm brain farting on the characters' names, but basically one character moves to a new town to get a fresh start, and the second character is a vampire who is trying to convince the town that the first character did not commit these crimes, but his mother did, and kind of get like character one's name cleared, something like that, and it's a like slow burn paranormal romance. So yeah, I know about that one. The next one is Slashers and Secrets by A.R. Breck. I just heard slashers and my brain immediately went slasher movies, horror movies, fall. It kind of just, I don't know why. Cover's beautiful. I know nothing about this. I think the only reason I added this to my Goodreads is because one of my Goodreads friends was either reading it or added it to their want to read, and I went, ooh, I like that title, read the description, ooh, that's good. Do I remember what it's about? No, but I like the cover, so when in doubt. Next is A Lady of Rooksgrave Manor by Catherine Moon. Is that the author? I think so. I didn't write the author, I didn't double check the author's name, but I think that's the author. But this, all I know it is a paranormal reverse harem where like all of the love interests and the main character herself are all paranormal creatures, and that's literally all I know. This was really popular on Book Talk about a year and a half, 2 years ago, I think. And I've been meaning to read it, but I just never have. And so it's paranormal, so my brain goes, fall, maybe? Now, taking it to a middle grade, shocker, is Bridge of Souls by Victoria Schwab, which is the third book in the Cassidy Blake series, which the first book is City of Ghosts, I believe, and basically in that we're following Cassidy, who basically can see ghosts, and she basically travels to these various different cities with her parents who are ghost hunters and kind of interacts with the ghosts and has these little like things that she's figuring out to do with these ghosts. And then she also has her little ghost best friend Jacob that like goes with her, and it is adorable and cute. I need to literally just read Bridge of Souls to finish off this series, and these are really quick and easy audiobooks, so I honestly might listen to the audiobook like I did for book 2. But I do need to really continue, like, finish this series, and it's technically paranormal, so it'll be probably like an easy like read because it's middle grade. And then the final book that I would love to read this fall, obviously there are so many more, but these are just the ones that I'm putting on this list, is Caution Tape by Molly Doyle and JD Midnight. This I don't know much about. All I know is I follow Molly Doyle on Instagram, and so I've been hearing about it on there a lot, and I've read a couple other Molly Doyle books, and I really like them, and those kind of really fit that like spooky, dark romance, Halloweenish vibe. And so this, I'm just kind of, it's dark romance. I think it's maybe about like possibly like murders or anything like that, because when I read out, I think of Caution Tape, I think of murders. So yeah, I don't know much, again, I don't know much about it, and I don't really want to. But yeah, so those are the, I don't know how many books I'd love to read this fall. Right now, I am in a reading slump, so I probably won't get to half of these, but it is the thought that counts in wanting to read these, in my opinion. If I read 1 or 2 of them, boom, I've completed it. I don't care. If I read none of them, that is still okay. If I read all of them, that is amazing. But yeah, let me know what is one book that you want to read this fall. And yeah, if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really helps my channel grow, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!